taking, it should not contain this particular word XML. Only this one word is reserved in XML. Understood? No, right? Okay. Then some naming practices, how you can name your element. Either of the thing you can use, but again, see that it is consistent. Okay. Yeah. Then next, why the element XML is said to be extensible. Okay. Then the something about the attributes, right? Okay. So in most of the cases, we are not going to go for the attributes in XML. Okay. We are going to yeah, we can do the same thing using elements also. Yes or no? And attributes we are going to reserve for the metadata. Okay. Data about the data, right? Okay. Yeah, so these were the basic things, and I think yesterday in my offline lecture I had started with document type definition also. Yes or no? Document type definition. Okay, so why we need document type definition? So DTD tells us what should be the legal structure of my XML file. Yes or no? Okay, that is what DTD tells us. Given okay, the XML file should follow the particular syntax, particular structure. Yes or no? Fine. Again, why we use the DTD? So the DTD is used for what? Yeah, so that independent groups can agree on a particular standard for XML file. Yes or no? This example also I had given to you all. If I ask you all to write a XML file, suppose, okay, on suppose say different types of subjects. Okay, so all the students will write some different files. Yes or no? The structure of the file can be different. Even the element names what we are selecting. One student might take 5 elements, other student might take again 10 elements. Again, the names of the elements might differ. Yes or no? So we'll be getting different XML files, right? But if I give you all one DTD, okay, if I tell you, okay, follow this structure and write the XML file, then all the files will be consistent. Yeah, data will be different, no problem, but the structure of all the files will be same or consistent, right? Okay. Now one more point I had not mentioned you all yesterday. We had seen how to write the DTD and all, okay, but just remember one point, okay. Now we are having two concepts over there, okay. One is well-formed XML file, okay, and one is valid XML file, okay. Okay, I had mentioned to you, I think, yes or no, okay. So when a XML file is to be said well-formed, if it is as per the all the rules, syntax and all, everything is correct, then we say that it is well-formed file, right? Okay. And if your XML file is as per the DTE mentioned, okay, then we say that the XML file is valid file. Understood? No? So the valid file has to be well-formed. Yes or no? But I cannot say that, okay, a well-formed file will be valid file. No. If your file is valid, if it is as per the DTD, sorry, I said DTE. Okay, if the file is well-formed, okay, sorry. If the file, I'm saying that if it is as per the DTD, okay, then I'm saying that it is valid, right? Okay, and even this will be included. Fine, yes or no? But the reverse thing is not possible always. Fine, right? Okay, so yeah, okay, we had seen the DTD also. Okay, how to write the internal DTD and how to write the external DTD. Yes or no? So this was a simple example of internal DTD we had seen. Same example you had taken also on your notebook. So this was my simple XML file. Node is my element. Yes or no? Root element is what? Node. So that element I have defining over there. I have to use the doc type declaration, root node, and then the open this bracket, right? And then each element I have to define, including the root node. So element node, it is not a simple element. It is having this children. Yes or no? Then two element I defined. Some element is defined. Heading element is defined. Body element is defined. Right? So since all these elements are simple elements, it is having some text as a content. Okay, I am using it as PC data. Hash PC data. One more variation is the C data. Okay, that we'll see. Okay, in the elements of XML. Fine. In the building blocks of XML. Right? Okay. Then also we had seen the how to write the external DTD. Okay, so in this case, this was my XML file. Okay, and for this XML file, these statements I put in separate file. Okay, yes or no? Okay, and this is a statement doc type declaration I have to put in XML file to link my XML file to my DTD file. Yes or no? Doc type is a keyword. This is a root node. System is a keyword, and this is a name of this DTD file. Yes or no? Fine. Okay, now we'll go to the DTD XML building blocks. Okay, now before going to this, let me just implement one simple example. Okay, so if I take the same example, yes. Okay. Okay, I'll take this element. Just a minute. I think this example was solved. No. Okay, so yeah, I'll take this XML file, right? Okay, Okay, so this is the XML file I have defined, simple XML file. What is a root node? Root node is computers, right? And this laptop element is occurring multiple times, laptop, laptop, and laptop. Yes or no? Okay, now going to the laptop element, what I am having? I am having processor, price, and company. Again, processor, price, and company, processor, price, and company, right? Yes or no? Okay. Now let us. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll try to. Okay. Okay. Now let's validate this particular file using this Notepad++. Okay. In Visual Studio, I had not tried. Okay. Whether that plugin was installed. Means I have not tried this thing in a Visual Studio, or whether the XML related plugins are present or not. Okay. But in this XML, this in this Notepad++, I had installed that. XML plugin. Okay, so if you look at over there, I'm getting this XML tools. Fine. Okay, plugins XML tools. If this is not in your Notepad++, you can just download. Okay, and install. Okay, yeah. Okay, so in this XML file, suppose say if I do a mistake. Okay, understanding. So here what I had done. Okay, see, as this code is perfectly fine. Understood? There are no mistake. Everything, all the rules, whatever rules we had studied, all the rules are entered over there, right? But if I do a simple mistake over there, okay, here I am saying price 1, so there is a mismatch. Yes or no? This is not accepted in XML, right? So if I try to save this code, Control S, okay, it's saying giving me this error. Yes or no? So what it is saying? Control. Yes or no? Okay, so when I try to save this file, it's saying, okay, end tag price 1 does not match with the start tag price. Understood? No, so it gives you the error. Fine. So I'll remove this and I'll save this. Now it's not showing any error, right? Even if I suppose say, yeah, in this thing I've not given the DTD. Even if I say, suppose say this is uppercase, again it is same thing, mismatch. See, processor and processor does not match. Understood? No, right? So Notepad++ will give you this kind of warnings or errors if your file is not as per the proper syntax. Yes or no? Fine. Even if I remove, suppose say one closing tag, okay, I'll remove this closing tag. Okay, I'll try to save this file. It's saying what it is saying. Yeah, does not match with the closing tag. Okay, that means there is some mismatch. Yes or no? Okay, so I'll put this closing tag now. Price. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is how you can just validate your file using Notepad++. Understood? No. When you try to save the file, it gives you the errors if there are any errors, right? Even when you give this prologue, okay. So if okay, one more thing before going to this prologue, if I open this file in a browser, p1.xml, give me 1 minute. Yeah. Okay, if I try to open this file in yeah, see what is happening. Okay, it just gives me the tree structure, or in other words, it just gives you the code. Yes or no? See, this XML file does not appear to have any style information associated with it. That's therefore it is showing the document tree. Okay, now the style, how to apply the style, how to display the data in particular format, that will be studying using XSLT. That will be studying using XSLT. Okay, that will be the last part of this XML module, right? Okay, so when you open your any XML file in the browser, if it is suppose a well formed, then only it is going to show you this entire code. It is not a code actually, it is a structure, documentary structure. It is. Yes or no? See, okay. Yeah, see, my computers is my root node. It is having this laptop as a node. Okay, laptop, laptop, laptop. If I expand this laptop again, processor plus company, processor plus company, processor plus company. Understood? No. So this is how it shows. If your code is supposed to not well formed, okay, I'm doing some mistake over here. Let's say processor 1. Okay. First of all, when you save this code, it is going to give you some warning or error, right? Even if you load this code in any browser, here also it is going to give you some kind of warning or some kind of error. Understood? Now see, this page contains the following error. Error at line 9, column 31. So line 9, yeah, here also it was giving. There is a mistake. Understood? Now what it was saying? Yeah, mismatch. Opening and closing tag mismatch. Yes or no? Fine. So either of the thing you can use. Okay. Only if your file is well formed, then in Notepad++ it is going to save the file properly, and even in Chrome it is going to give you the entire tree structure. Only if it is well formed, right? Okay. Now going to the XML prologue. This was my XML prologue. Yes or no? Even if I don't have this XML prologue, if I save this file, yeah, it's still it is saying it is well formed, right? and even if I load this code in browser, still it is fine. Yes or no? Okay. And this also I had said that yeah. Control V. Sorry. Okay, I'll give you the XML prologue again. And we show the encoding, the default encoding technique. It was Unicode transformation format 8 bits. Yes or no? Okay. Okay, so if I save this code, fine. Okay, now going to the third part. See, see, did you notice this thing? This is a normal way how you specify the prologue. This is a normal way how you specify the prologue. Understood? But if I try to put some space between this question mark and this thing, and if I try to save, it's saying that it is a parsing error. Understood? No? So here there is no white space. Okay, between this question mark and this symbol, there is no white space. Similarly, over there also, if I put something, okay, it is giving me the error. Understood? No, so that's why I'm saying at least in HTML, okay, I know that many people had not implemented the things on their editors and all, okay, and they directly answered the IT, and in IT what happened, you know, okay, why they lost their marks and all. Okay, still I had given some partial marks, okay, considering the logic of the code, okay, there are only some few mistakes were there. I had given you all some partial marks, but in XML, if you do this kind of small mistakes, then either you'll be getting, yeah, if there are no mistakes, full marks, if the logic is correct, syntax is correct, or you'll get 0 marks. Understood? No, that's why I'm saying you'll have to practice these things. Understood? No. So here you can see, yeah, there should not be any spaces. Now it is working fine. Yes. And second thing, even if you put this, suppose say XML prologue somewhere, okay, here if I put prologue is correct, but if I try to save the thing, see, understood, it's giving me the error. That's what we had seen. If your XML prologue you are putting into the XML file, it has to be the first line. Yes or no? It has to be what? First line of your XML file. Or if you skip the thing, no problems. But as per the syntax rule, we say that okay, it has to be the first line of your XML file, right? And even this thing also you must have noticed, okay, spaces and all. There are no spaces. If you give spaces, it is wrong. Okay, it is not well formed. Fine. So I hope these points are clear now, all the points. Fine. Okay, now going to the next part. Yeah. Okay, now we'll try to write the DTD for this. Yeah, in DTD also, yesterday we had seen how to write the DTD, but again some minute details. When you write the DTD, what things you have to consider, those things you'll see now. Fine. So this is my XML file. Now let's start. This is, first of all, I'll make sure that it is well formed. Yes or no, it is well formed. Yeah, it's getting loaded into the browser, so it is well formed. Yes. Okay, now we'll go to write the DTD for this. Right. So how to, okay, now let's assume that we are writing the internal DTD. Okay. Fine. Yeah, so let's start writing the DTD. So what I had said, what is the first line? We have to say doc type declaration, doc type, and then root node. What is the root node in our case? Computers. Computers is a root node. Yes. So computers, and then open the bracket. Okay, this will be closed over here. Yes or no? So here I am going to specify my entire DTD specifications. Yes. Okay. So this is a doc type declaration, root node, open the bracket, close it over there. This is a close of this bracket, right? So now each of this element I need to define now. If you look at the computers, okay, it is having who is the child of this computers? Laptop. Yes or no? Laptop is the child of the computers. Yes or no? In our case. So I'll define that element. Okay, again this needs practice. So element laptop, element laptop. Then what? Sorry, yeah, element computers. Okay, who is the children of computers? Laptop. Right? Yes or no? So I have defined my first node. That is a root node I have defined. Don't think that here you are defining the root node. No, this is not a definition of root node. Here we have to just specify the doc type, saying that this is our root node, computers. Understood? No. So once you give this line, then you have to start defining each element, including the root node. That's what I have done over there. Element. Okay, this is my root node. And who is the child of computers? In our case, only one, the laptop. Yes or no? So that I am defining over there, right? Okay, so just for example purpose, I'll just remove these things. I'll keep only one element. Fine. So the computers is my root node. A laptop is a child of that root node. Yes or no? That's what I defined over there, right? Okay, now I'll have to go to define this laptop also, right? So again, I'm saying don't try to copy paste all these things. You have seen your result in IT1. What happens if you just take the shortcuts? So just see that you're practicing these things. Okay, I'll define my laptop element. Okay, okay. Now going to the laptop element. Okay, again it is having three children: processor, price, and company. So that I'm defining over there. Processor, okay, price, and company separated by commas. Fine. Okay, so laptop element I have defined that it is having processor, price, and company. Now let's define this processor element, right? So I'll define that processor element. Okay. Processor, what type of element it is? If you look at this processor, it is a simple element, as well, having some content, text as a content, right? So this text as a content I'll take as a PC data, pass character data, right? So for that, what we have to put? Hash PC data, right? Yes or no? Then going to the price element, again it is a simple element with some text as a content, right? So again I'll define the element price. Again I'll say hash pass character data. Okay, fine. Then what is the last element? Company. Okay, again it is what? Yeah, text, some kind of data it is having, right? Okay, done. No, all elements are defined. Okay, so I'll try to save my file now. Okay, so this is my internal DTD that I have defined for this XML file, right? Okay, yes or no? Okay, now what I'll do, I'll try to save this code. Save this code. Okay, but when I'm trying to save this code, it is giving me some error. It's saying that in DTD there is some mistake. But when you had seen the logically, it was correct. Yes or no? Yesterday also when we wrote some DTD in class, okay, logically it was correct. But again, I said that XML is very strict checking. Okay, each and everything it checks properly. So here it is saying that there is a mistake. So what is the mistake? When you define any element, whenever you define any element, okay, when you open this specification of the element, you need to leave a space over here. Yes or no? See, here also there is a space, 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 and here also there is a space. Okay. Okay, but if you remove the spaces like what I have done, when you save the code, it gives you the error. Understood? No? So here I'm giving a space now. I'll save the code. Now here also I'm not given the space. So here also I'll give, here also I'll provide, here also I'll provide, here also one space. Right? So now it is fine. Understood? So when okay, when I saved the code, it's not giving any errors. Right? That means it is everything is fine. Right? Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just try to include some mistake in my XML file. See, again I have done some mistake in my file. Yes or no? Okay. Here what it is saying, in my DTD what we have said, that laptop is having processor as the element. Yes or no? But here I am saying processor 1. So it is a mistake first of all. Yes or no? Looking at this XML file, it is well formed. As per the syntax, it is correct. But if you try to validate this file with this DTD, there is some error. Yes or no? In DTD, I am saying processor is the element. Here I am saying processor 1 is the element, right? So if you go into this plugins, okay, if you have installed the plugin, XML plugin, okay, I'll go in this plugin XML tools and I click on this validate option. Okay, so after clicking on the validate option, this is what I'm getting over there, right? See what it is saying, element processor 1 is unexpected according to the schema, according to the DTD. Understood now? According to this model it is saying, right? So it is giving the error. Okay, so this I'll remove. Fine. I'll save the code and now again I'll go in plugin, validate. Okay, if you are getting this box means it is validated. Understood now? If it is not validated, it is going to tell you, okay, that this is a mistake, that is a mistake. Fine. Yes, I'll just close this box. Okay. Is that clear now? Even if I suppose say, again, one more thing, this point I had not mentioned to you all yesterday. See, when you define one element, okay, this is a complex element, yes or no? Why I'm saying laptop is a complex element? Because it is having some nesting. It is having the children. It is having some, yeah, these three elements as a child, yes or no? Okay. Now, whatever order you are defining over there, what is the order? Processor, price, and company, right? So the elements what are defined in the XML, again these elements have to be in this order. Order has to be same. Understood? No. In our case, yeah, processor, price, and company. processor, price and company, it is fine. Yes or no? But if I try to change this order, okay, I'll try to change this order now. Okay, so what I've done, in DTD I am saying, okay, this should be the order, processor, price, company. But here what I am saying, processor, company, plus, there is a change in order, right? Okay, but again I am saying, if you consider this XML file, it is well formed. It is as per the syntax rules, all the rules are properly entered, right? But if I check the validity of this file, is this file as per this DTD? No. Why it is not as per the DTD? Because of this order. Here in DTD I am saying processor, plus, company, here I am saying processor, company, plus. That's why when you try to validate this file, okay, I'll try to validate this file. Again, it's saying the error. Understood? No, see. Again, it is saying, okay, element company is unexpected according to the model. This is a model. Yes or no? Fine. So again, this point I had not mentioned you yesterday. Okay, we just tried. I hope now you all understood this point, right? Okay, so what I'll be doing, processor, price, company. This I have to put as per the proper order. In DTD, whatever things are specified, in same order I have to put this. Right? Fine. I'll try to save this file, okay, and I'll try to click on the validate option. Okay, okay, that means it is validated. Yes or no? Fine. So I hope now everyone understood these points, right? Okay. Now I'll just try to add some more things in this XML file. Okay, if you understood these things, okay. So what I'll do now? This was my root element, computers. Yes or no? Inside this computers element, I had this laptop element, right? So this laptop element, I'll try to put 2 more times. Okay. So let's take the let's store the details of 3 laptops. Okay, so this is laptop 1. These are the details. This is my second laptop. Okay, let's change the specifications. Okay, okay, and HP will take. Okay, and this is my third laptop. Okay, i7 will take. Okay. Fine. These are the 3 laptops I'm storing, right? Okay. Now look at this thing now. Okay, first of all, we check for the well-formed nature of the XML file. Is it well-formed? Is it as per the syntax? Forget about DTD. Well-formed means what? Syntax. Yes or no? See, computers is my root node. Okay, it is closed. Laptop, then laptop, laptop. Again, inside the laptop, processor, price, company, processor, plus company, processor, plus company. Okay, so no spelling mistakes. All the texts are closed properly. Okay, the case sensitive issue is also handled. All the things are fine. So this file is a well-formed file, I'm saying, right? Okay. Now to check whether this file is valid file or not, what I'll have to do? I'll have to validate this file as per this DTD. Yes or no? Okay, again by looking at this thing, many might be thinking that it is valid. Yes or no? But if I try to validate this file now, okay, I'll go in my plugin. Okay, see it's giving some error. So what is the error? What it is saying? It is saying that element laptop is unexpected according to the DTD. This is what it is saying. Understanding what it is saying? It is saying that this laptop element, what I have defined, okay, laptop element, it is not according to the model. Okay, so that is why, you know, see, when I had said that, okay, if you just look at this line, just look at this line. So what I am saying, I am telling the parcel that computers element is having laptop as its child. One child, it is one child. Understood? No? And if I look at this XML file, how many laptop elements I am having? Sorry. Okay, yeah. If I look at this computers element, how many laptops elements I am having? 1, 2, and 3. But as per this specification, I am saying that it should have only one child. Yes or no? Okay. So yeah, just to tell the parcel that there can be multiple laptop elements inside the computer element, I'll put plus over here. Okay, plus means what? One or more occurrences, at least one element, at least one child. Okay, so if I put plus over here, okay, now if I try to save this code and if I try to validate this code, this is validating now. Understood? No? Yes? I hope you got this point. Fine. That is because by looking at this statement, what we are telling the parser, we are telling the parser that computers element is having laptop element. And how many laptop elements it might have? Yeah, one or many. Because of this plus sign. Right? If I don't give this plus sign, if this is my code, it is not going to validate. Understood? No, I'll have to remove this second and third laptop element, right? So you can handle this thing using this plus sign. Fine. Okay, so this was one more thing about the about these validations, right? Okay. Now going to the next thing. Yeah. Okay. So I hope the basic things are clear now. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Now yeah, going to the next part. Okay, DTT XML building blocks. Fine. Again, this is a typical 8 or 10 marks question. Explain the building blocks of XML and DTT file. Okay. So these 5 things you need to explain. If you get a question for building blocks of XML file, these 5 things you need to explain: elements, attributes, entities, PC data, and C data. Okay. So one by one, we'll see each of these things now. Just give me a minute. Fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, again, XML building block, these 5 things you need to know. Okay, what are elements, attributes, entities, PC data, and C data, right? Now, elements I already explained to you all. If I ask you what you know about elements in XML, you can tell me so many things. Yes or no? Element names are user defined. I can define any elements. Yes or no? Okay, only that XML word I should not use. Yes or no? Okay, so that is already covered. Yes or no? So these are 2 elements. Okay, now going to the attribute. Attributes also we had seen yesterday. Okay, what is the general meaning of attribute? It gives some additional meaning about the existing elements. Yes or no? Even in HTML we had seen the same thing. Okay, why we are using attribute? To provide some additional information about the elements. Yes or no? So even in XML, same thing. If I look at this element, this is an attribute, right? Yeah, this example is from HTML actually, but even if you write this thing in a XML, still it will be valid. Only thing, this tag won't be having any meaning. Yes or no? Because it is XML. Fine. Okay. Now going to entities. Entities also I had explained to you all yesterday. Yes or no? So if I look at this example, okay, now you will say that it is well formed. First of all, it is well formed. Yes or no? Okay, it is well formed and it is valid also. It is as per this DTD also. Yes or no? Okay. Now suppose say if I'm having suppose say if I write this as a thing, okay, suppose I'm just using some data over here, fine. And if I try to validate this file, yeah, some kind of error it is. Why it is? Because of the symbol. Actually, this was my data. Yes or no? Actually, this was my data. So suppose say less than some 78 something, right? But because of this symbol, it is creating some issues. Yes or no? Because this symbol is having some special meaning in markup languages, even in HTML, XML. Opening this, opening this we use to provide the yeah, tag name inside this package. Yes or no? So this is a mistake, right? So how we handle this kind of things? Using the entity references. Fine. So for this symbol, I have to put this entity. For this symbol, I have to put this entity and all. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll try to replace this thing with the entity. So what is the entity? Ampersand less than semicolon. Okay. So now if I save this file, and now if I try to validate the file, it is fine. Everything is fine. Understood? No. So this is how you provide the entity references in XML. Even in HTML, you must have used this kind of entity references. Can anyone tell me a simple example which you had used in HTML? Yeah, I had seen during your experiment 2 verification, many had used some kind of entities in the HTML. Can anyone give me some examples? Which entities you had used in HTML? Yes. See, in HTML also you had used some entities. Can anyone tell me one simple example? Yes, yes, correct. Yes, yes, correct. Okay, and one more code was there for the spacing, correct. What Rahul is saying is correct. One more entity, yes, good. Okay, no break space, it is correct. So even this was one entity in HTML, yes or no? So similarly, we are having this as entities in XML, fine. Okay, and how to expand the entities that also we saw just now. Okay, okay. Now going to this PC data and C data. Why we use this PC data and C data? if the element is having suppose a simple content, so some kind of data, text or number, whatever it is, we can either specify it as C data or PC data. Understood? So what is PC data? Past character data. Past character data, and C data is just a character data. So what is the meaning difference between both these things? If you are specifying some data as a PC data, that will be passed by the parser. Whatever inbuilt parser we are having for XML, that parser is going to pass that data. It is going to go through that data. And if there are some entities or entities are present inside that, entities will be expanded, right? Okay. But if you are having C data means what? The parser is not going to verify that data. Understood? No, see. C data is a text that will not be passed by the parser. So even if you are putting some entities inside the data or text inside the data, what will happen? Text inside the text will not be treated as markup and entities will not be expanded. This is the only difference, nothing much. But in most of the times we are going to go for the PC data only, right? Because we'll be having some kind of entities and all in the data, and we want the parser to expand these entities also, right? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, if you get this question for exam, again, building blocks of XML, see that each of these things we are explaining in detail. Typical 8 to, 7 to 8 marks question it is. Understood, no? Right? Okay, now, yeah, again, each of these things we'll have to learn in detail now. See, where's that? Yeah. Okay, now we'll study each element in detail, how to specify the different types of elements in DTD. So far we have taken only the simple elements. So now what type of elements we have taken? Yeah, this was a complex element. Why I'm saying this laptop is a complex element? Because it is having the, yeah, it is having some few children, yes or no? But if I consider this processor element or price element, it is a simple element. Why it is simple element? Because it is just having some content. Yes or no? It is not having any nesting, children, no. But if I consider this laptop element, it is a complex element. And this is how we define the complex element, right? This is how we define the complex element. Okay, but looking at the general syntax of when you are defining any type of element, okay, in XML, this is a general syntax. Okay, you have to say exclamation mark, element, then the word, element name you need to specify, okay, and then you need to specify the description of that element. This is a general syntax. Whenever you define any type of element in XML, this is a general syntax. Yeah, yesterday we had taken some examples, but you need to know this general syntax, right? Keyword, name of the element, and then we specify the description. If the element is suppose a simple element, we directly say whether the C data or PC data. If the element is complex element, we specify the names of its children. Yes or no? Fine. So each of these things will take in detail. We'll see in detail now. See, declaring the elements in XML. This is the syntax. Element, name of the element, and then the content or description of the element. Understood? No? Right. Okay. Now first we'll take this kind of element. Yeah, one by one we'll take with the help of example now. Yeah, example. Yeah. Okay. So if I'm having the simple element like suppose I'll consider one element. Suppose age element. Okay. 30 or whatever content you're having, right? Age. So this is a simple element. That's how I'll be defining this element. Name of the element is what? Age. What is the description of this event, of this element? It is having some normal content, yes or no? So that I'll specify using hash PC data. Or even if you use C data, no problem. Either of the thing you can use. Understood? No? So we'll go for PC data. So this is how we define the simple element, right? Okay. Element with past character data. This is how you define. Okay. Okay. Now we can have empty elements also, right? So if I consider one example of empty element, okay. So I'll take suppose say salary element I'm taking. Okay, this is how we specify the salary element, empty element. It is not having any content, yes or no? Opening tag, closing tag, right? Even if you define this element like this also, no problem. Okay, both these things are same, yes or no? We say that salary is an empty element, right? So let's follow the standard method how you define the empty elements, right? So in XML, if you want to define these empty elements, again the similar syntax you have to use. Okay, element keyword. The name of the element is what? Salary. And since the element is an empty element, you need to say empty in caps. Understood now? Yes or no? Okay, so see, here is the example. See, element. Okay, even they have explained this br element and then empty. So this is a syntax. Element, name of the element, and you have to say that it is an empty element. Understood now, right? Okay. Now going to the this we have seen empty elements, pass character data. Okay, then I'll explain this element. Elements with children. Okay, this also we have seen. Yes or no? So if I take suppose say subject element. Okay, I might have what faculty. Okay, okay. Suppose say and I'll take one more element semester. Okay, suppose say 5. Okay, subject. Yes or no? Okay. So now look at this element example. Subject is my element, right? It is having two children, faculty and Sam. So when you are defining this subject element, now I can say that everyone knows how to define this element, right? Because yesterday we had taken this kind of example, right? So element, what is the name of the subject? What is the name of the element? Sub. Yes or no? Okay. And it is having some children. It is a complex element. Yes or no? So I need to specify its children names also and semester, right? And then each of these thing I need to define again, semester and faculty and semester. Okay, so again by going looking at the faculty, it is a simple element. Okay, so it will be PC data, right? Okay, and similarly the what is it? Same. Again, it is having some content PC data. Fine. Okay, so this is how we define the complex elements. If this is what we are having, this is how we define in XML. Understood? Yes or no? Okay. Now one more small possibility having. What is it? Empty elements. So pass character data. Children's. Okay. Now we'll go to the count. Okay. Count I had already explained to you all. Okay, that plus thing what I had mentioned. Yes or no? Why I had mentioned plus thing? To indicate that we inside this computer element, this laptop element can occur one or more times. If I don't give this plus, what is the meaning of that? I'll have to say that inside this computer element, laptop element will occur only one time. Yes or no? Okay, that's why we give plus one or multiple occurrences, right? Okay, so that is explained over here. Declaring only one occurrence of the element is a normal thing. This is how what this is how we say that there is only one occurrence. Yes or no? Only one occurrence it is. Okay. Inside this subject element, faculty is occurring only one time. Sam is occurring only one time. Right? Okay. That is normal thing without any symbols and all. By default, it is one. Okay. Yeah. Now minimum one occurrence means what? One or many. Yes or no? So that is specified using plus. An example I had already shown you today. Yes or no? Okay. At least once it is, right? Now, zero or more means what? You specify this using asterisk. Okay. So if I go back to my same code, okay, here what I said plus. Yes or no means what? One or more it is. So if I remove all these elements, okay, if I remove all my elements, okay, and I'll try to validate this file, what it will say? Okay, it is saying that it is not as per your model. Why? Because in model what I had said, this computer element will be having at least one occurrence of laptop element. Plus means what? One or many it is, right? And in my within my computer's element, I'm not even having at least one occurrence of laptop. That's why it is not valid. Understood now, right? Yes. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this asterisk? Zero or more it is. Understood? So even if I put asterisk, this file is valid. Okay. Valid it is. Yes or no? Okay. If I remove all these laptop elements, if I remove all this, okay, what was the mistake? Okay, if I remove all those things, okay, what will happen now? Just a minute. Okay, I have removed all those elements, right? And now I'm trying to validate. Let's see what it says. Okay, it's validating. Understood? Now why it is validating? Because of this asterisk. Asterisk means what? Zero or more it is. Even if there is a zero occurrence, it will validate. Understood? No? Right? I hope you got the difference. Right? Okay. Now the third possibility is yeah, one zero or one it is. Either yes or no. That we specify using question mark. Either it is present or it is no. Either it is occurring only one time or it is not there only. Right? Zero or one it is. If there are two occurrences, three occurrences, it is not valid. Understood now? Okay. I hope you got the meaning of this point. Either 0 or 1 occurrences will be accepted. If there are two occurrences, no. Fine. So if I put a question mark for this, okay, okay, I'm putting okay. I'll try to paste these things. Okay, I'm putting question mark for this. Now means what? This laptop or element can occur within this computer element. Okay, zero times or one times, right? Okay. So I'll remove these things. Okay. Now if I validate this file, is it valid? No, it is not valid. Okay, because again it is not as per the model, right? Three occurrences are there. So if I remove all these three occurrences of the laptop element, okay, and now if I validate, okay, it is valid. Understood? Now that's the meaning of this question mark, 0 or 1. And if I keep at least one occurrence, then also it should be valid. Okay, we'll check. Now there's only one occurrence of laptop element. We'll check now. Okay, now also it is valid. Fine. Okay, I hope you got the meaning of all these points. Fine. At least one occurrence, then at least zero occurrence, okay, and zero or one occurrence or something, right? Question mark. Understood, no? Right? Okay. Now, one more thing is there, that is declaring either or content. Okay. So if you look at this example, see, just look at this example. So what this XML is saying, what this XML statement is telling us? It is telling us that, okay, there is one element node, okay, and who are the children of node? 2 is the child, from then header, and this or this it is, but not both. Either message or body will be present, but not both. Okay, I hope you understood the point. Okay, so if I try to write one simple XML file with respect to this XML DTD definition, then what will be considered as a valid thing? So again, I'm just copy pasting this thing, control copy. Okay, I'll just try to put it over here. Okay, this is the DTD saying, what DTD is saying, the element node is there, it is having 2 from header, and either this or this it is, but not both, right? So if I write a simple valid XML file, now you just tell me whether this will be valid or not, okay? Okay, so as per the DTD, it is saying that it should have 2 elements, okay? Suppose say ABC, it should have a from element, should have a header element, okay, and message and body. Okay, so I'll just put some content. Okay, now see, if I look at this, this is a DTD, yes or no, and this is the XML file. So can I say that this XML file is valid? Is it as per this DTD? No. Answer is no. Why? Because the DTD is saying, okay, node element will be having two from header, and either this or this it is. But in this case, I'm putting both these elements. No, this is not valid. Understood? No. Yes or no? So if I copy this thing, control V. Okay, I'll remove the message component. Okay, now this is valid. Okay, 2 from header and body I'm having, 2 from header and body. Even this will be valid. Sorry. Okay, now I'll remove the body component. Fine, even this is valid. Clear now? But this is not valid. Why? Because it is having both message as well as body. Message as well as body, which is not valid. Understood, no? So these are a few more things, okay, what we should know. Okay, similar one more example is there over there. Okay, what it is saying? Declaring mixed content. So if you look at this example, see, I am having one node element, yes or no? So for all these things I have given what? All operators it is. Means what? Either this, or this, or this, or this, all this you will be having. Understood, no? And multiple occurrences, is all more occurrences. Only one node element will be having only one, sorry, either this, or this, or this, or this, or this it will be having. Understood, no? Right? So these are some small things that you should know. Okay. Yes. So this is about the elements. Okay. How we specify the elements in DTD. Right. Okay. Now we'll go to the attributes. Okay. So in all these examples, I had not taken any attribute example. Yes or no? This XML file was not having any attributes. Fine. Okay. Now before going to the attribute, one more simple example. Yeah. Okay, now let's give me 1 minute. XML should be there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm creating one more file for me. What I put laptop. Yeah, give me 1 minute. XML version equal to 1.0, encoding equal to Unicode transformation format 8 bits. Okay, then fine. This is my XML prologue, and let's define one. Okay, fine. I'll define one more thing. Copy. Okay, before going to this, let me just take a simple example. Okay, now look at this XML file. This is my simple XML file, XML prologue. Machines is my root element. Machines is my root element. Yes or no? And inside the machines, I am having laptop as the element. Yes. Yes or no? But if you analyze the laptop element, what you can what you can conclude? If you look analyze the laptop element, it is having storage element, processor element, price element, and company element. But if you look at the storage element, again there is a nesting. Again, storage element is having some children. Yes or no? Now, who are the children of storage element? Volatile and non-volatile. I hope you understood what is happening over there, right? So what we'll have to do? Okay, if you start writing the DTD for this, what will happen? Okay, so let's start. Okay, I'm still having some 5 minutes. Okay, so I'll start writing the DTD for this. I hope you understood the overall structure. Before you start writing the DTD, first thing you need to understand the structure of the XML file. Even for exam, I'm saying first you need to understand the structure. Understood? So first on your rough page, you can just try to draw the hierarchy of this XML file or what they have given. Understood? And then start writing the DTD. Fine. So in this case, okay, I'll start defining my laptop element. Okay, the root element is machines. Okay, root element is machines. Yes or no? Then I'm having laptop element, right? Laptop element. But if you look at the laptop element, laptop is having storage, processor, price, and company. Okay, so storage, then what? Processor, then price and company. Okay, yes or no? This processor, price, and company, they are simple elements. Yes or no? Having some PC data as a content. Yes or no? So this is what hash PC data. This will be what hash PC data. This is also hash PC data, right? But looking at the storage element, see, looking at the storage element, it is having two more children, volatile and non-volatile. Yes or no? So that you will have to define over there, volatile and non-volatile. Okay, and this will be PC data, this will be PC data. Okay, so first you need to analyze the XML code and you need to understand the hierarchy properly now. Then you can start defining the what is it DTD, right? Okay, so I'll start defining the DTD for my this code. Fine. So how to define the DTD? First, you need to provide the doc type. Um, okay, doc type. Root node is what? Machines. Okay, then fine. In between this thing, I'll be defining my DTD over here, right? Doc type machines. Okay. Now I'll start defining my elements. What is the first element? Okay, element. First element is what? Machines. Okay, element machines. It is having what? Laptop as a child. In this case, I am having only one occurrence, so I am not dealing with that plus or minus, or that we'll do later, right? Okay. Now going to the laptop element, what it is having? What laptop element is having? Again, it is a complex element, so it is first child is storage, then what? Processor, then what? Price and company. Price and company, right? Yes or no? Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go to this element now. In particular sequence you have to go. Now let's go to this element storage, right? Okay, element storage. Now look, if you look at the XML file, storage element is again a complex element, yes or no? Because it is having two children. So again, I'll have to define both these children, volatile and non-volatile. Okay, so volatile, comma, non-volatile. Understood? Yes or no? Now before going to the processor element, I'll have to define this. Understood? No, because I have entered into storage element, so I'll have to finish the storage element first. Then I should go for the processor element, right? So far I have not done. I'm not done with the storage element. I'll have to define this also, right? So let's define the volatile thing and the element volatile. So if you look at the volatile element, it is a simple element, yes or no, with some content. So that will be PC data, right? Yes or no? Okay, I missed something. No. Right. Similarly, I define my non-volatile element also. Element non-volatile. Okay, PC data. Right. So now I'm done with which element? Now I'm done with the storage element now. Yes or no? So I'll define processor, price, and company now. Okay. Now just I'm only because of short of time, I'm just copy pasting. But you don't do this kind of things. Please, you have to practice. Okay. Otherwise, for semester exam, I don't know, there are chances that you might fail also. Okay. What is that element I was saying? Non-volatile, then, okay. Processor, price, and company. This is processor, price, and company. One minute. Processor, price, and company. Understood? Yes or no? And then I'll close this thing. Fine. I hope you understood this part. Yes or no? Okay. So once you enter into particular element, you have to finish off that element. Understood? Then go to this element, and this element. Right? Yes or no? So if I validate this, yeah, I will continue with this. It's validating. Understood? No? Yes or no? Only thing, if I repeat this element, if I repeat my laptop element 2 times, what will happen? It is a well-found file, but it is not valid. Understood? So what I'll have to do? How I can validate this file? Yes, same example. Can anyone tell me what I'll have to do over there? It's not validating now. Why it is not validating? I have explained this concept. Why it is okay? Good. Okay, yes. Plus forward laptop. Good. Okay. So for this laptop, I'll put plus because it is occurring more than 1 times. Okay. So I'll save this code. I'll validate the file. Fine. Yes or no? Okay. So I hope you understood this example. So you'll have to practice these examples. Okay. Otherwise, don't be under impression that okay, you have understood the concept. Okay. So finally, you'll have to write this code for your exam, theory exam it is. Okay. And there are chances that you might, I don't know, even if you're technically sound, okay, and if you don't have the writing practice or something, you might fail also for the exam. Okay. So don't try to take this risk. Understood? No? Fine. Yeah. So I'll take your attendance. 1, 2, 3. Today is 3rd. Okay, just put your attendance. 1, 2. 1 and 2 is not there. 1 and 2 is not there. 3 is there. Okay, 3 is present. Okay, then 4, 5, 6. 4 is there. 5 is there, then 6 is there, okay, 7 8 9, 7 8 9 is there. Wait, 7 8 not there, 7 and 8 is not there, 7 is there. What about 8? 8 is not there, 8 is absent. Okay, 9 10 present, 9 is present, 10 is present, 11 12 13, 11 is present, 12 is, what about 12? 12 is present, 13 is present, 14 15 16, 14 is present, 15 is present. Wait is present. 14 is present. What about 15? 15 is not there. 16 is present. Okay, 17 and 18. 17 18, 18 is present. 17 17 is not there. Pradnya. Okay, 19 is present. 20 20 21 21 present. 22 22 present. 23 present. 24 25 25 present. 26 present. 27 present. 28 28 29 present. 30 31 30 and 31. Okay, before I forget, see, please try to implement till JavaScript, okay, on your sign up page. On your sign up page, I want all the JavaScript properly, and on the remaining pages you can implement the simple validations, normal thing you can, HTML5 things you can use. Understood? No, only on sign up page, what will you have to do? The proper traditional validations you'll have to put, whatever things I've explained. Understood? No? Okay, and please see that by this weekend, till experiment 3, all have, everyone has uploaded on the classroom. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, then 30. Where's 30? Okay, 31 is present, and 33 is present, 31 present, 35 is present, 30, 37, 36 is present, 37, 38, 38 is present, 39, 40, 39 present, 40, 40, 41 present, 40, 41 present, 42, 43, 44, 42 present, 43 present, 44 present, 45, 46, 45 present, 46 present, 47, 49, 47, 49, 49 present, 51 present, 49 present, 51 present. What about 50? 50 is not there. 50 is not there. 51 is present. Okay, 52 and 54. 52 and 54. 52 is not there. 54 present. Okay, 55, 56. 55, 56. Okay, 56 present. What about 55? 55 present. 56 present. 57, 58. 57 present. 58, 59.